I grew up in a family of woodworking in rural Minnesota. We've got a family history of quality craftsmanship since 1896. My family has always been innovative in getting the best tools or building the best tools. One unique thing about my family and the family's history is that throughout the history of our craft, different generations have come up with unique ways to make their own tools, to have projects done, and also to share with others. I started working with wood at 5 years old with my grandfather in our cabinet shop in rural Minnesota. I know about wood, I know about tools. I started working with chainsaws at 20 years old. 4 years into it, I had numb fingers from the vibration of the saw, and I was concerned about my long-term health, and the other issues that I was having were noise issues running my gas saw. One day I saw branches falling from a tree from a bucket truck from arborists, and I thought, what the heck is going on out here? I've been carving with gasoline chainsaws, driving my neighbors crazy with all the noise, and all of a sudden I see branches falling with no sound. So I drive up to these guys and I say, what are you doing here? And they were working with hydraulic chainsaws. What we have done, my father and I out in Minnesota, we've taken all of my experience over the last 15 years, we've hired a hydraulics engineer, we've got the best chainsaw that you can get, hydraulic, Stanley chainsaws, and we've put together a package for you that's going to change the way you look at sculpture in general. Probably the neatest thing about these hydraulic saws is that once you have your power unit, you can replace all of your sized gas saws with this unit. You can run all the different size bars. This one here will actually run up to 26 inches. So that's really, really cool. The way these saws work, they work like a gas pump. You squeeze the trigger and the oil goes to the saw. It's variable speed. The nice thing about working with hydraulics is like this, you have all the torque at a slow speed. It's not like a gas saw where you need to engage a clutch. So when you just give it a little bit of oil, you still have a lot of torque, which is really kind of cool. Okay, I'm going to show you how fast this saw cuts with the 14-inch bar. The biggest difference with hydraulics and gas saw is the noise and the exhaust. Hydraulic power units, they make about as much noise as a dishwasher. You might be thinking, why can't I work under a shelter or build straw bale walls around my work area or something that can contain the sound so that I won't drive the neighbors crazy. And any time that you build a barrier around a gasoline-powered chainsaw, you're not only containing the sound, but you're also containing the exhaust. If you don't have air blowing while you're working, that exhaust is going to be there. If you're in an open area and running your chainsaw right open, that sound is going to travel. So when you move inside or outdoors with your hydraulic saw, the weather's nice, I work outdoors. You're not going to drive the neighbors crazy. You're not going to drive yourself crazy. You're not standing in a cloud of smog, so to speak, and you can focus on your work. Now what I do with my saw, what's so neat about having a hydraulic chainsaw and using it for sculpture, it's like having a bandsaw in your hand or a planing tool in your hand. It's really, really cool. Easily create arcing shapes. Can plunge. So depending upon what you want to do, create realistic images or realistic objects or abstract objects, or scribe or write or do feather. This tool is really neat because you can work right inside. No exhaust fumes, very little noise. Another neat thing about hydraulics is that it's on and off. Push a button, boom, on, push a button, boom, off. With gasoline chainsaws, you have to pull a rope to start them. Often they're a little fickle. I have some that are cold-blooded. It takes you a few pulls. And then the other thing is that most saws run out of gas between 15 minutes and 25 minutes. You gotta fill it up with gas, you have to fill it up with bar oil. Half of the time I'm spilling gas, I'm spilling bar oil, it's a mess, it's a pain. I really like pressing a button. The hydraulic power units has 20 gallons of oil. That oil is also used to lubricate your bar and chain. So you turn on the saw, you're running it, the chain is automatically getting lubricated from your 20-gallon tank, and I might add oil to that tank once a week, once every 2 weeks. So you might run for 2 weeks without ever filling the tank up with oil, which is really, really great. If you are a wood sculptor and you want to make a piece and you're working with electric saws, you're going to be limited to everything that it does. It's limited in power, it shatters, you have no variable speed. Hydraulics has a valve similar to a gas pump. You have all your power back in the power unit. That has that 7.5 horsepower of pump and oil and pressure all available to you, and you can turn that on just a little bit at a time, or you can turn it on wide open and it's right there, boom, cut, boom. That's the big benefit with hydraulics over electric. Electric doesn't have the power, it doesn't have variable speed, and it's not nearly as durable. The whole nature of hydraulics is industrial. It's powerful. It's a 15-year run it, no problem tool. That's what's so great about it. Sometimes I work because I'm inspired. I'll take a piece of wood, I'll set it up, and I'll work to make something. Other times I have to get it done tomorrow. What the hydraulics allows me to do is say, okay, if it's 9 o'clock at night and I have work that I have to have done tomorrow, I can do that little bit extra late at night in my studio and be able to have those choices be mine. It's my choice that I can work at 9 o'clock at night. It's my choice I can start at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm not dependent on whether or not it's raining, whether or not it's cold out, whether or not the sun is shining. So if you're considering getting involved in hydraulics for your sculpture needs, the Pinske Power Unit is the only power unit on the market that's designed for wood carving. It's the only one. We built these units to work with these Stanley saws. We got the right amount of oil flow, we got the right PSI, we have everything. This unit right here, 7.5 horsepower with one saw and your hose kit, is $6,500. We also have the 5.5 horsepower units. That setup is $4,500. If you want a splitter and another saw, you're looking at another $1,500. This is the deal. You're an artist and you're working and you want to make a living. You want to make some money with your work. You want to have an opportunity to work when you want, how you want, in a comfortable environment. How do you do that? You get a hydraulic power unit. Well, how do you do that? This is how you do it. You call out to Plato, Minnesota, email Plato, Minnesota, ask to talk to Cindy, ask to talk to my dad. They will help you. They'll tell you everything that you need to know about how you can get your unit at your studio, in your garage, wherever you want it, what kind of outlet you need to have wired in so that when it gets there, you plug it in, you press a button, and you're carving. So you're at home, you're thinking to yourself, I'd really like to have one of these units, but I'm concerned about the financing. What can I do? Same deal. Call my dad, call Cindy, call Plato, call the office, ask them. We have financing companies that are willing to work with you, and we'll do everything we can to help you get your Pinske hydraulic power unit shipped to you, set up, plug it in, boom, start working.